Well, good evening, everybody. So I'm Pete Dassey, and with me I've got today Paul Capaldi,
Hello.
all the way from the other side of the garage.
Yeah, Scotland's wild, man.
Yeah, how's it going, Pete? How's it
Okay,
going? Well,
how's it going?
first of all, I suppose we should ask how's the lovely Laurie? How's Laurie doing?
Oh, she's coming along slow. Her voice is really good, and she's tired a lot, but I guess that's all. That's all a part of it, you know. This is the mecca of paranormal investigators. Thought I had this thing.
Yeah.
Thought I had that thing turned down. Okay, go ahead. Sorry about
No
that.
worries, no worries. In fact, I'll just make sure that everything's working fine this end.
Okay.
Just, I'm always getting paranoid, about making sure that everything is working as it should do.
Yeah, I just punched in a live chat. We got 6 so far. Is that right?
Yeah, we've got Millbilly.
Okay.
Well, nine
Uh,
actually. Nine. We've got
Becca,
Mill.
Becca,
Hi.
Becca Ann
Hey.
says hi. Becca Ann says hi.
Yep. And yeah, we've got Millbilly. We've got Becca, Mary, JD, Julie. So what has been, hi Paul? What has been the sort of problem with Laurie? What has she been suffering with these last few days, week or so?
Oh, yeah, she came down with the COVID. Actually, we both did.
Yeah.
And I got a brush of it. She got it first, and we're both blaming each other. You gave it to me, and I gave it to you. But I said, I don't care as long as we both get better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I did, but she came down with it really bad, and she had to go in the hospital last week because she came down with pneumonia besides.
Oh well.
And yeah, then she had a blood clot in her lung, and that was
Yeah.
really scary. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you could almost die from that. So,
Oh yes. Yeah.
yeah, she was put on oxygen, and she's doing better. I went to get her last Tuesday. She's been home since last Tuesday at 2:30, and she's resting really good. I'm a golfer, go for this, go for that,
Yeah.
But I don't mind. That's what part of a husband should do.
I'm curious. Eunice hasn't developed it. I've been so far away from everybody for so long that obviously I'm sort of well isolated. But Eunice works at the local school at the nursery,
Oh,
and she was tested for it because she started to feel a little bit unwell. But apparently, for a lot of people, it affects their sense of taste.
oh yeah, yeah. That's one of my first, and my smell and taste went away. I had issues with the chills, and then I had the runs. The biggest part I didn't like. It seems like somebody was taking an ice pick and just jabbing my stomach and pulling it.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
See where Laurie, she had the cold, and she had hot sweats on top of her cold sweats.
Oh yeah.
See where I never got the hot sweats, and then she had a lot of headaches, and she was hurting pretty bad. The runs, yeah, your smell and taste go. That's part of it, and yeah, it's not no easy task.
Yeah. People are saying that we're the wrong way round, so let's just put us back the right
Yeah,
way
hey,
round,
I'm
shall I?
not Paul. I'm Pete. Yeah, you got the P right.
There
Yeah,
we go. There we go. That's it sorted now.
and let's let the guys know you're actually over by my house today.
Yes, I'm thoroughly
Yeah,
enjoying it
you're
here.
at
It's great.
you're at
It's a bit,
Pete Dassey's carriage.
exactly. It's a bit bloody cold.
Yeah, I know. I
It's
got the heater. I got the heater going now.
yeah. Now then, tell me. I'm bloody glad I didn't put any money on your advice for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I guess you were right.
I didn't put any money on them, did I?
You didn't put
I
any
should have
money
done
on
on
Tampa
Tampa
Bay.
Bay. No, I should have done.
Yeah, you
They,
should.
I
You
mean, they
should have.
hammered them. They hammered. Did you
Yeah,
see
I
that
know.
scoreline
Yeah,
coming?
yeah, I know. I was watching for the. I was watching for the commercials.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why the commercials?
Some of them are kind of funny, but
Oh, I
it kind of,
see.
yeah, it kind of sucked. The sodas and soda commercials and that were all taken out. They didn't participate this year.
Oh well, okay. Um, but no, I mean, so getting back to the result, I mean, we certainly never saw that coming. I mean, what was the final score? Was it something like 30 points to three?
31 to 3 or 9-3.
Yeah. I mean,
they just couldn't get anything going.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, how many did Tampa Bay beat Green Bay by? It was a few, just a couple of 3 points, wasn't it?
Yeah. Becca wants to know what I'm drinking. I'm drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade. I got to take.
Hold on a sec. Do that again. This is what Paul's drinking. He's drinking the hard tangerine lemonade.
Yeah, it's only 5%.
Is that all?
Oh, Chris, my picture's really big now. Hi, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it was good that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won. I must admit that it was, in all the time I knew the dude, it was a team that he always went on about, was the fact that he's always been a Buccaneers fan because apparently they've got a really strong defense.
Yeah, I got a few people at work that are, and I just said, hey, good luck, and then I said good luck for next year's. Maybe the Packers will be around, and maybe it wasn't their year this year.
I think year on year over the last, what's it since who was the previous head coach? Was it the guy McCarthy?
Yeah, he went to Dallas.
Yeah, and now they've got this guy. Is it LaFleur?
Yeah.
And all I see each year is the Packers getting better and better.
Yeah. Maybe next year might be the year. Carolyn O'Brien is saying hi. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I look at. They're getting better, and they make a step more. At least we did better than the Bears.
Yeah. How's the bird watching going? The ornithology.
How's the bird watching?
Yeah.
Oh,
You sent me some videos.
Oh, you mean the ducks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't go out there and catch them to make duck l'orange if that's what.
Well, what's the point of inviting them? I'll get the video sorted out maybe for next week. You've got a whole swarm of ducks in your garden, haven't you? Because you go out and buy big industrial-sized food for them, What's the point of doing that if you're not going to have duck à l'orange at the end of it?
We got like 30. Well, normal setup is 15 to 20, but when we're doing really good, we got about 30 of them. Well, the girl next door started it. She only puts a little bit out, and then we started putting a little more. So then what happens is they usually go by her first, and then they hop the fence and then come in. But I don't think she does it anymore. So they do a flyover like pigeons do a flyover.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden one day I didn't put any out. Here they're flying over. I'm going quack 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 quack. And I threw a bunch out there, and then they usually go around about 3 or 4 times, and then all of a sudden they put on the brakes and then right down.
Yep. Hey Sean, I was let out of the box. B, the ball gag was taken off, and C, I was allowed to come down to Pete's garage and do this video. How about that, eh?
Yeah, I should have got a coat for you, Paul. It's pretty cold down here, isn't it?
No, I've got my new T-shirt. It's the Dudes Advocacy Foundation.
Okay. All right.
It's it says the Richard McAdam Advocacy Foundation.
Awesome. Just awesome.
That's your voice. What did it say? Yeah, let's hear your voice. I thought it said that. Let's. In fact, I'll tell you what, I've got it right here. I can show you what the badge looks like because I stuck it here. I've got stickers on them as well, so I can
by
do
the
that.
way, what's the temperature in your carriage over there?
Oh, it's down here in this garage in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. It's below freezing.
Yeah, but I mean the room that you're in right now.
Yeah, it's your garage, and it's bloody freezing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, all right. I like.
No,
that.
It's seriously here in Galashiels. It is. It's been freezing for. We've had quite a lot of snow, but our snow usually where we are, it doesn't come across from from America, it normally comes from sort of Russia, Siberia. Sometimes it does come from your side, but
I think we got about 1 out there and 15 with the wind chill. I feel sorry for all the out on the lakes and stuff. They got the big fishing thing going on. What is that? Forgot what kind of they look ugly. They fish in like tents and they do spearing. They do spearing.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
No, but I mean in the room right now. What do you have for temperature in your room right now?
Oh, in my room, I've got the heater going.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got the heater on,
I'm in the basement, bricks give off coolness.
Oh, yes.
I got 57 degrees in my
Oh, no. It's always warm in this house because Eunice always has the heating on,
Okay.
In fact, Mark Morris was asking me about the rugby. Yes, I watched the England game. And they did quite well. And I must admit, I was then through next door because Eunice was watching the Scotland game. Very disappointed.
There's Mark Hardnott on. He's saying good morning. Mark,
where's Mark? Is he?
Where? Yeah, he's coming up right there. He says good morning from Oz.
Does
it? Says Mark. Yeah, it says Mark Hardnott, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
He's the third one from the bottom.
Right. Well, if he's around, then I'll get him. I'll send him the link, and he can get himself on here with us.
Oh,
okay.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I talked to him. Wow.
Hold on a sec. Let me do this a minute. Let me just do this very quickly, and because I did say that if he was up in time, then to come on and at least towards the end of what we're doing, he could
the thing that
tell us. Well, he could tell us about what he's got going on. Just after we finish.
I always like extra people on the show, but it's been a while since I talked to him, and I hope he's doing pretty good. I kind of miss him. He used to come down regularly to visit Steve.
Yeah.
We had him over at the house once, and pretty cool.
Well, apart from the fact that he came on and his face was a bit red where he got sunburnt.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can imagine what his weather is, probably 85 and hot.
Well, it's the middle of summer, isn't it, in Australia?
Yeah.
So anyway, if Mark, if you want to check on your messenger, buddy, I've got the link there for you for you to pop in and say hi. So we look forward to that.
So do you got summerish temperatures all year round or not?
Sorry?
Australia. Is it warm all year round in Australia?
Well, I was there with the dude and Stacey back in March, in March, and it was sort of like their autumn time.
Yeah. Hi, Mark.
And it was quite warm. One day we went to Melbourne and met Tracy Keogh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we met Tracy. Yeah, we had a good time with. Tracy's really nice. She and her husband had got the tickets for the show.
Okay. Hey.
There he is. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Pete. How you going?
All right. Long time no see.
Yeah. You're looking pretty good there, Mr. Dassey.
All right. You are too.
He's on about me. He's on about me, not you, Paul.
I thought I put the koala on the screen to take the attention away. So, and it's already Valentine's Day in Australia because it's Sunday morning here. So
Happy Valentine's
you'll notice. Thank you, and you'll notice my koala's got a little rose there for everyone. So, yeah.
Now, dude, I was just telling Pete about when we met Tracy at Melbourne, and she got a spare ticket to go and meet Steve and Laura and
David Rudolph.
Yes, backstage.
Yeah, that's right. That was a pretty special night. That was.
Pretty awesome.
It was. In fact, Pete, we'd seen the same trio up in Sydney 2 nights before, and we stalked them all the way to Melbourne, and the show in Melbourne was fabulous, and wonderful insights into both Brendan and Stephen's cases as well as the staircase itself, and Rich got to go and meet firsthand Stephen and Laura and David, and he was kind of on cloud nine afterwards. So it was really nice. Yeah.
Well, if you remember, what happened was that he was talking to the dude was telling me he was talking to David Rudolph. Couldn't believe how short David was, because I mean, even I'm taller than David Rudolph, and then when he finished talking to David Rudolph, just turned round and Steve Drizzen just says, you're Eric Cozy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and hats off to Stephen. He was a good sport. He put on the T-shirt, had a photo taken with him, and Laura's got a really cheeky smile in the background as all that's going on. So it was a really good night and a good memory for all of us, and especially for Richard. So I was very happy.
All right, awesome. I wish I was there.
Yeah, Pete, you got to come down under, right?
Yeah, I know. All right, I'd love to see your setup.
Yeah, I heard you ask the question about the weather here just before I came on. So we Australia being like, we're a continent, so we have all the extremes of weather. But where I live, I'm in a state called New South Wales. In the part that I live in, we don't get any snow here, or very rarely in the winter time. So it's a fairly mild winter. But the further south you go in Australia, because we're on the southern hemisphere, the further south you go, the cooler it gets, and we do have some mountain regions that have lots of snow every year, and so, but nothing like a Wisconsin winter, I can assure you of that. So
we got about 0 right now, and then 15 below with the wind chill.
That's just frightening. Yeah. That's
So how far?
I remember.
How far is Tracy Keogh from you?
Well, she lives in Melbourne. I'm in close to Sydney, so flying time it's a little over an hour to fly. So it's about in miles, which is your measure. It's probably about 700 miles between the two cities, 700 or 800 miles. So yeah. So
okay, go ahead.
I think that's about right. Maybe not quite as much, but
okay, just wondering.
Yeah. So So I was going to actually just mention quickly that. Talking about Wisconsin winters, I remember one of my first trips to visit Stephen. Yeah. I had with me in my little hire car, which was just a little thing, Sandra and Dolores and who else did I have with me?
If I remember correctly, you had a snowstorm. That's right.
Yeah. And
you were telling me that.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway. Like, I'm not used to driving in snow, so the journey from Warpon back to Manitowoc was quite frightening for me. I really had to drive, couldn't see any lines on the road, couldn't put my high beam lights on because that just made it worse. It sort of made the snow light up like a headlight lights.
Yeah.
So I was just literally driving by keeping slightly to the right of the lights coming towards me. That's kind of what it was like. So, and the average speed on the way home wouldn't have been much more than 20 or 25 miles an hour, and took 4 hours to do a journey that might normally take
a little under 2. Did you have a front-wheel drive vehicle? Or?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay. So, thank God for that.
Yeah. So, I was. It was. It was hard enough to drive, but I'm thinking, oh my God, I've got some pretty precious cargo on board here. So that wouldn't make for a good story if something went wrong. So
I know.
But it was good though. Paul and Pete, I just wanted to quickly say to you that, as you know, we're doing, after your show's over, we're doing a little MAM 101 question and answer session for 45 minutes. So any of your listeners who are on board might like to come across to that, that'd be great. It should be good. It's meant to be an opportunity for everybody, but especially new people to the MAM community, which there's been absolutely thousands and thousands of new people join this last year. We're trying to assist them in their education and bringing them up to date on things to do with MAM. Sometimes people who are new to the cause, if you like, feel a little reluctant to ask questions because they think they're too silly or they should already know. Well, there's never a silly question in our world. So we're hoping that'll be a good opportunity for people to ask the questions they want to ask. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Okay,
Well,
so how do you find that?
Mr. Capaldi will tell you. I'm not a techo
Sorry.
wizard. I don't know.
Go ahead.
It's on YouTube. There's a link on the Facebook pages, but I'm sure Paul's going to write something or do something and answer that question for you. He's onto it as we speak. And I'm actually just admiring a very nice shirt you're wearing there, Mr. Capaldi. Look at that. Woohoo! Yeah. Very, very swish.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey,
two
that
things.
looks really
Two,
yeah.
two things. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a video, Mark, at least advertise it's on your channel.
I know. Yeah, I need to employ a promotions manager. You can do it, Mr. Capaldi. You're not short of a word.
Exactly.
I heard you do have a business called Havering Production, so I figure that I'll get the word out there. But in future Q&A sessions, perhaps the next one, but if not, certainly in future sessions, we'll just switch the channels around, so different people like Paul might host the next one after mine, and so on. We'll see.
Okay.
But we'll just see how it all goes.
Yeah.
So
second question, you mentioned about the T-shirt, and I've got my badge here.
Yes.
And I was saying
that's awesome.
Yeah, really lovely, isn't it?
I was telling Pete just before we came on that the whole idea of getting Pete to come on and join myself and Linda and Becca to do all these live chats is because we want Pete to be our one of our advocacy members. You know, he needs to start his YouTube channel.
I agree.
Yeah,
I mean he's already got the audio one covered, Dassey Radio, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now we need Dassey video, right?
Yeah. Hey,
so,
absolutely.
He's got, look at that face, you know.
Yeah.
It's almost as cute as this koala behind me. So
yeah. He's blushing.
Yeah, I'm turning red.
So, but yeah, that'd be great. Hey guys, I hope you don't think I'm rude, but I am going to jump away because I just need to sort out my guests who are sitting in the green room sometime shortly to come on board. And lovely to speak with you.
Before you go, who have you got coming on with you?
Okay, so we've got quite a group.
Good.
We've got Millbilly Jeeves.
Yep.
Big Jeff.
Excellent.
Tracy Keogh.
Oh, Tracy.
Yeah.
The Bristolian. Did you know that Tracy is from the same part of the world as I'm from the West Country of England?
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Yes.
But one big difference though, Paul, she saw the light and came and lived in Australia. So.
Okay, thanks for coming on, Mark.
My pleasure. We're hoping Carla Chase will be there as well, and Sandra Greenman. So that's the crew. And we'll mix it up next time round. It'll be a bit different group. And but anyway, we'll see how we go. So
excellent.
Lovely to see you, Pete. Give my best to Laurie. I know she hasn't been well, but she's home now, so that's great.
She's home now. I'm taking care of her. And okay, thank you. I'll give her the message as soon as I get off here.
And all the best to all the boys and the grandchildren.
Okay.
I remember having a lovely night just outside that garage of yours around the fire.
I was telling them about the fire pit.
I don't like the idea of Avery's and Dassey's having bonfires. I really don't like that idea at all.
Okay, my bonfire was much smaller.
Yeah, that's right. Wasn't as tall as that garage roof, was it?
No.
So,
Okay, adios, Mark.
Thanks, guys. All the best.
It's Uru.
Uru from me.
Uru from me.
See you guys. Bye.
See you later. Cheers. Uru is like the Aussie version of Cheerio. See you later.
Oh, I was going to say that. What's going to happen to the Cheerio?
No, that's it, Uru.
I guess I'm just learning. Every time I get on here, I'm learning.
Absolutely. I wanted to share because we've got just over half an hour till Mark goes live, but I really want to tie things up before then. And I wanted to share with you. I've been busy recently reading quite a lot of books actually. Looks like Pete's frozen a bit there. Have you frozen a bit there, Pete? Yeah. Okay. We'll get him back on in a minute. Hopefully he'll be back shortly. Let me just make sure everything's working okay this end. Yep, I think everything's working okay. Pete frozen, sort of. Oh no, where's he gone? Let me do this first of all. So yes, I've been busy reading various books, including the. Let me share this with you. Oh, there he goes. Hi there. You just kind of crashed out just for a few
I don't know if
moments
that
there.
was me. That was probably me because I'm in the basement.
I know
I shouldn't actually be in the basement because you're going through floors with electricity. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to share a few pages from this book that I've been reading. It's really, really good. It's by Michael Cicchini.
Okay.
Ever heard of Michael Cicchini?
No.
Nope. Well,
maybe
this is
if you describe it, maybe it'll come.
Yeah. Well, this is. Can you see that? Okay, this is the book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Convicting Avery, the bizarre laws and broken system behind making a murderer by Michael D. Cicchini, who is a defense lawyer in Kenosha. How far is it down to Kenosha?
I don't know. I'd have to look at the map. I would say
a couple of hours.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And I wanted to read a bit of this to you because I thought this was absolutely brilliant from his book. Okay. And it was to do with, obviously, starting here at page 150, halfway through page 150, pre-trial publicity in making a murderer. Let's take a look at how effective the ethics rules on pre-trial publicity were in protecting Steve and Brendan's right to a fair trial, including their right to procedural justice and their right to be tried on the evidence in court rather than in the media. Special Prosecutor Sweaty Prize and Calumet County Sheriff Jerry Pagel each held numerous press conferences and gave several televised interviews about the Teresa Halbach disappearance. Often, the two of them sat right next to each other when doing so. And again, for purposes of the ethics rules, everything that all of Pagel's statements would be attributable to Kratz, as Kratz has the responsibility to control those government agents assisting him or associated with him in the criminal case. Here are some of the things the two of them said during their media tour, contrary to the rule that appears to prohibit disclosure of the existence or contents of a suspect's statement or confession. Pagel, while sitting right next to Kratz, announced that Brendan was taken into custody because he admitted his involvement in the death of Teresa Halbach, as well as Steve's involvement in this matter. Soon thereafter, Kratz got more specific about Brendan's alleged confession. With his inner novelist breaking free, he painted a vivid picture for the media. As Brendan approaches the trailer, Brendan already starts to hear the screams. Can I just stop there? What would Brendan have done if he'd have heard screaming?
I don't know. My impersonation of my own son, I would say that he'd probably, if it was me. Well, I'm saying me. I think he'd go home and probably call the cops.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, he knocks on Steve's trailer door. He has to wait until the person he knows as his uncle, who is partially dressed, who is full of sweat, opens the door and greets his 16-year-old nephew. Teresa is begging Brendan for her life. Steve, at this point, invites his 16-year-old nephew, just turned 16. Am I right in saying that? He was only just turned 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. To assault this woman he has bound to the bed. during the rape, Teresa is begging for help. The media, of course, and this is what really bugs me about this case, is the part that the media played. The media, of course, made no inquiry into the reliability of Brendan's alleged statement or the circumstances under which it was obtained. They did nothing. Instead, and this is what we're finding out. Instead, the media presented it in even more dramatic fashion to viewers, some of whom were interviewed and expressed their disgust and their opinions that the two defendants were, of course, guilty. After all, if it's on a local Wisconsin news channel, then it must be true. This fiasco proves the utter uselessness of the ethics rule that supposedly prohibits a lawyer from disclosing, quote, the existence or contents of any confession, admission, or statement given by a defendant or suspect. The rule might as well have never been written. But what about the ethics rule prohibiting statements about the character, credibility, reputation, or criminal record of the defendant? Here, Manitowoc County Sheriff Ken Peterson took over. On Peterson's leg of the government's media tour, he gave a televised interview and said he, quote, knows the Averys and is also aware of Stephen's colourful past. He said that, if released, Steve would kill again because, quote, I think that's his personality. He also insisted that the Manitowoc Sheriff's Department did not frame Avery because it would have been easier simply to kill him. If we wanted him out of the picture, like in prison, or if we wanted him killed, it would have been much easier just to kill him. These are stunning statements from an elected public official in law enforcement. Dean Strand said it simply, put best, this is absolutely insane. But at least the people of Manitowoc, Wisconsin, can rest easy knowing that their elected sheriff has considered and weighed the relative difficulties both of framing and killing one of the town's citizens. Finally, what about the ethics rule that a prosecutor may not give his opinion as to the guilt or innocence of a defendant or suspect in a criminal case? Here, Ken Kratz stepped back onto centre stage. Early in the case, he recounted for the media all of the evidence against Steve and concluded, quote, it is no longer a question, at least in my mind, as the special prosecutor in this case, who is responsible for the death of Teresa, telling the media that in his mind, Avery is guilty of killing Teresa seems to be the very definition of giving an opinion as to the guilt of a defendant. Once again, the rule isn't worth the paper or web page on which it is printed. The point is not that Kratz violated an ethics rule. Rather, to my knowledge, he was never found to have violated any ethics rules during the course of prosecuting Stephen Brendan. In fact, this issue of pre-trial publicity was litigated, and Kratz found legal shelter in the numerous exceptions to the rules. More specifically, Kratz painted his and law enforcement's multiple lengthy press conferences as ethically permissible responses to Steve's statements to the media. So I thought that was quite brilliantly written, summing up all the rubbish that was going on at the time. I mean, I'd have to ask you, can you remember back then what the media was like, the hype?
Oh yeah, they were saying they were both guilty. I don't even think Steve even had any intentions of doing it. Coming off a high from the rape on the beach.
Yep.
And now I learned. I know you learned the other day too that he took the blame for somebody burning a cat. We found out that it wasn't true.
Yep.
We found out who really did that. So I think the same thing revolves in this too. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Barb actually sent a newspaper cutting, didn't she?
Yeah, yeah.
Where it featured exactly
Yeah.
what we were
And
saying
I
that,
think Stephen did that because it was one of his best friends, and he was trying to cover up for him because he
yep,
really liked the guy.
yep,
But I still think it was a stupid move. But I guess that's what it was. But hey, it came out in the end. There's the proof. You got it on the paper. Who really did it?
yeah,
So you know,
yeah,
I think this is the same in the same sequence. I think I think others were involved. But the 2 weeks that they had to, everybody had to get off the land. Whatever they wanted to plant,
yep,
whatever they wanted to do, they could go ahead and do it because none of the owners were out there.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
I believe that they're crooked and that they planted things and because he's coming off a high. Why go back down the other way? I mean, he's
Well,
coming. Yeah, it doesn't
yeah.
make any sense. And there's too many loose ends. Remember, they said all the blood was supposed to be all over the place. Well, what did they vacuum clean that all up from a rug or what?
Yep, yep.
I don't understand.
Apparently, if you Steve and Brendan are so talented, at cleansing a house that they were
Yeah,
not only were they capable of removing all of Teresa's blood, and
yeah,
remember, no DNA of Brendan was found in
yeah,
Steve's caravan, and yet, but by the use of rug doctor and a bit of bleach, they were able to remove every trace of Brendan and Teresa, and yet still leave plenty of Steve.
And the thing that really kills me is that Brendan was supposed to have cut her up with
Yeah.
through her throat with a knife.
Uh-huh.
Well, if the knife was there, they should have found his fingerprints on the knife, wouldn't you think?
They tested every single knife, didn't they? They tested at least half a
Yeah,
dozen knives, and of
yeah,
course, it's very very difficult to get rid of that kind of evidence. But I mean, look, the bottom line is the fact that clearly nothing happened in that
yeah,
trailer other
yeah,
than that they had a bonfire because they were burning rubbish. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, look, for me, this has never been a very difficult case to figure out.
yeah.
Occam's razor says whatever is the simplest solution is nearly always the right one. And I mean, who had motive? Let's see, who had motive to see Stephen Avery put behind bars, and who would be
Manitowoc County.
and callous enough not only
Yeah,
to do that to Steve, but were quite happy that Brendan got caught up in all of this as well.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
I mean, that does demonstrate a particular type of evil. I know that you didn't get the chance to speak much to the dude, but what I can tell
Yeah,
you about
I
him,
seen him once and I said hi and
yeah,
yeah, I wish I would have said a couple things. Yeah, I mean, I feel really bad because he's gone now, but what are you
yeah,
gonna do? Things happen.
yeah, yeah. Well, I can assure you that in a lot of conversations that we had, he pointed out that when Making a Murderer first came out, you got to remember that the dude is quite a law enforcement type of guy. He's quite he's quite sort of. I think even in America, you know what we mean by conservative.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he's quite conservative, and apparently when he first watched Making a Murder, because of the stuff about Steve and his past and the burglaries and the cat and driving Sandy Morris off the road and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
he was prepared to think, well, could Steve have done this? Could he have actually done it? Because of being locked up for 18 years, it's messed with his mind, and he's got this rage inside him that he needs to let out. Post traumatic stress and all that kind of stuff. But he said, what really got to him was when they went after Brendan.
yeah, yeah,
That was what really sickened him. That was what really made him start doing what he did.
Were you really
Do it.
surprised when Barb showed you what who really threw the cat on the fire, and it wasn't Steve.
No,
Were you really,
no, no.
were you really?
No, I had seen that somewhere before, and I knew that there was this. I think the name is Jerry Yander that had done it.
Yeah.
And he was obviously a close friend of Steve's. You know, as you say, I mean, Steve in the documentary talks about the fact that, you know, he was hanging out with a crowd of people that,
Yeah.
you know, that were causing all sorts of trouble, you know. But as I say, for the dude, that was what really annoyed him, was the fact that they'd gone after Brendan, and it was just so easy for them to do it, and they had no qualms about going after Brendan, just because it suited what they wanted.
Yeah, like I said, they went after all the rest of my boys too, but
Yeah.
They fought more than see Brendan.
Yeah.
They picked on the slow learner person, so that's the way I look at it. And
Yep. I like
he was sucked in.
the dude always liked. I think it was Blaine, that when the police said to
Blaine,
him, when the police said to him, you know, about the fact, you know, why do you not like the police? And it was like, well, because I don't trust you. Why don't you trust us? Because you put Stephen Avery for 18 years for something he didn't do. You know, get it through your thick skulls, police. You know, we don't trust you. Why would we trust you? You know, and particularly when you find out that after 10 years, they've got Gregory Allen admitting to it, and they sit on it for another 8 years.
And what really gets me is I was out there when Steve left that day, and the cops came out there looking for him, and there was 8 of us out there, and we all said he left at the time he did.
Yeah.
And the cop called us liars. Well, aren't you supposed to trust our? So right there, I mean, that was untasteful right there.
Yeah. But I did want to, before we leave, so that Mark can start his bit. I did want to share a wonderful email that I got from Steve Drizzen, and I wondered if you could read this out, as long as you can see it, okay? And it should be doable. So this was an email. I wrote to Steve, and I said, look, you know, it's absolutely terrible that the Supreme Court of the United States will not hear Brendan's case, even though they've got Seth Waxman lined up to present it, and even though they had the 6 amicus briefs. So can you see that okay?
Yeah, I don't ask me to read it, but
okay, I'll read it then if you want. I'll read it if you want.
Thanks. Yeah.
Or is that better?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Paul. I've been in this business long enough to know that the struggle for justice is a long game, not a short game. 10 years seems like a long time, and for Brendan, it is. But many of the wrongful conviction cases we have been involved in have taken decades to what do you say?
Unravel.
Unravel. Also,
Unravel.
I also know that
dissents
sometimes turn into major options. Majority options for people.
Opinions. Yeah.
Okay. For people in power, change new
advocates. Yeah.
Advocates, and a new idea emerge to bring new energy to the struggle. There are millions more people who now understand why children are more
vulnerable
to police pressure than adults, and why they are more prone to falsely confessioning, and when pressured by police, and information and knowledge is power. Brendan needs your support and the support of others now more than ever.
And there's another part to this, just a final bit.
Okay.
There's just this bit here. I'll just finish this bit off. It says, Brendan
Okay.
needs your support and the support of others now more than ever. Thanks again for your passion and keep on keeping on. I need a re-break, but will emerge with renewed energy to continue the fight. And then he carried on, and I'm sorry it's missing. And it said, could you please get Pete Dassey to start his own YouTube channel where he can talk about the case? He did,
Really?
honestly. Yeah, he
Okay.
did.
Okay.
He did. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah. Okay. Like Mark said, hey, I got my own radio show. So
Yeah.
yeah, I see you switch names again, huh?
Yeah. No, we've switched sides. That should have
that's what it was.
that should have solved that was supposed to sort it out. That was supposed to solve it.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, let me see if I can switch us back again and see if that'll fix it. No. I you know, it's a bit like that. That guy from Texas, the lawyer, who came on a court appearance, and he'd still got the cap filter.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one?
Oh yeah, for that. What is that? Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
They were having a Zoom conference, and the lawyer had the cap filter on, and he couldn't change it. I'm sorry, I'm as bad as that lawyer. I do not know how to change these names back again. I am sorry.
Oh, we started off right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't notice we're in the same carriage anyway. So.
Yeah. No, listen. Nobody will spot the difference, you know.
No, they just look at the faces.
Yeah. Listen, pal. I'm going to let you go now. And what we'll do is we'll tune into Mark's.
Now, do you have to send me a link for that so I can see it, or?
Yes, I will send you the link to the video.
Okay.
And it's just one that you can watch. You don't have to be in the actual video.
Yeah, I'd like to watch it, yeah.
And also, I'm not sure if Foul Play are doing their reading of the Ken Kratz book, so
I saw that last week. Yeah, I was watching that. That was interesting.
Yeah. So whether you go and watch Mark now and then the Foul Play later, or vice versa,
okay,
both of them are worth going and having, well worth going and having listening to.
Okay, well, thanks for having a drink with me.
Cheers, Pete.
Yeah, cheerio.
Yep. Till next week. Till next
week then, okay?
Okay. Bye for now.
I'll tell Laurie you said all her best there.
Oh, yeah. Please do. Yeah. And happy Valentine's. And thank you to everybody that's here in
thanks, Mary.
in the chat.
Says, thanks, Paul and Pete. Hey, anytime.
Yeah. And hey, Trav, haven't seen you for ages. How are you doing, pal? How are you doing,
Carolyn
pal?
Carolyn O'Brien says cheerio.
Yep. Okay. Catch you all later.
Guys. Okay, catch you later, guys.
It's goodbye from me, Pete, and it's goodbye from him, Paul.
Okay.